Let's head to Atlanta, where police have identified the 23 suspects charged with domestic terrorism after that attack against a new officer training facility, which they've nicknamed Cop City. And here they are. Just 2 of them are from Georgia, 14 are from other states, 2 are from out of the country. Investigators say the group left a nearby music festival on Sunday night to conduct this coordinated attack.
And also we're learning this man is one of the 23 people charged. His name is Thomas Webb Juergens, and he works for the Southern Poverty Law Center. He actually lists himself as a staff attorney there. The irony here, of course, is the leftist nonprofit is known for tracking domestic hate groups and other extremists, and they include mainstream conservative organizations like the Alliance Defending Freedom and the Family Research Council on their so-called hate map. Now, North Carolina Congressman Dan Bishop, learning this, tweeted out this in response. Will the SPLC be listing itself as a hate group? Probably not.
Yeah, it's a fair question, though. Let's welcome in Vernon Jones. He joins us now. He's a former DeKalb County CEO and a former Georgia State rep. Also with us, former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik is back again. Gentlemen, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on this show with Bernard Kerik, of course. Big support of law enforcement. Thank you for all you've done for law enforcement, Commissioner Kerik.
Well, let's talk about what happens now to the Southern Poverty Law Center. This should certainly hurt their credibility. You know, the federal government in the past has even used this organization for help trying to determine who some of these domestic extremist groups are. And also, it's not that different from those 2 lawyers, too, in New York, Raj Rahman and Collinford Mattis, both arrested for throwing Molotov cocktails at police during the George Floyd protests. The point is, Vernon, these are not just poor, powerless protesters. A lot of times, these violent leftist activists are in positions of power themselves.
Obviously, they're in positions of power. They have money. They have a plan. There's an infrastructure. This is well organized. I would like to see the FBI investigate the Southern Poverty Law Center, because he cannot be the lone wolf, the lone actor. This has probably been happening for a long period of time. And if they were to delve into that organization, who's supposed to be about anti-hate, which is really a reflection of this individual reflecting so much hate, I think they'll find where not only has been funded, but you'll see others that have been involved in this prior to this incident and other incidents. So I think they need to go through a thorough investigation by the FBI.
Vernon, that's a great point. This is not the first instance. Fortunately, no officers were hurt during this riot on Sunday, but we know this location had issues in December. 5 people arrested on domestic terrorism charges. Bernie, and Sunday, we know that these people came from New York, France, Canada, clearly organized. But take a listen, gentlemen. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre when she was asked about the Georgia riot during yesterday's briefing.
Is the White House tracking this, and how worried is the White House about this?
No, I've not heard any discussions about this protest over the weekend, so we'd have to go back to the team and see where we are, where we're standing, and a response on that. This is the first time I'm hearing about this protest over the weekend.
Shocking, because it was all over the news. And how can she not know, Bernie? First, do you believe her? And if so, is this even a bigger issue that the White House unaware of multiple domestic terrorism incidents here?
Well, it's extremely concerning when she said 2 or 3 times it was a protest. This wasn't a protest. This was a domestic terror attack on a government agency. That's what this was. As far as the Southern Poverty Law Center, the one thing I found almost unexplainable today as I went through their website, anything relating to family, anything relating to church, they classified them as extremists. Jack Posobiec, who is a conservative Navy vet, somebody that is well known around the country to talk and discuss conservative issues, they have him listed as an extremist. But what they don't have BLM listed as extremism or extremist. They don't have Antifa, probably because one of their attorneys is an Antifa arsonist, if you will. The bottom line is that's a fraud of a group, and I agree with Vernon that they should be investigated. If we had a legitimate FBI and a legitimate DOJ, Justice Department, they would be investigated by the feds.
Maybe they should, if convicted, maybe they should add his name.
And maybe if things change at the FBI, they'll start pursuing domestic violent extremists like these folks, as opposed to teachers, parents, I'm sorry, not teachers, but the parents at school boards and Catholics who are having Latin Mass. That seems to be what they're very much interested in. We also want to get you guys' take on the video that has now been released related to the Capitol breach. It was provided by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to Tucker Carlson. And even though after this video is now public, some members of the media are still clinging on to their portrayal of how this is being released. Take a look.
The narrative last night ignores the tens of thousands of pages of court filings we've read and the tonnage of footage already released by the Justice Department and shown in open court. And it ignores the powerful and at times tearful accounts of injured officers who are testifying under oath. Carlson called January 6th.
Now, one thing we know about some of the court documents, Bernie, and I know you've read these as well, is how biased the judges seem to be against some of these nonviolent offenders. And a lot of them didn't seem to get due process. Why wasn't this video made available beforehand? It seems like it could have exonerated some of them.
Well, I think there's going to be all kind of Brady issues, motions filed as a result of the release of this footage. The fact that the prosecutors didn't publicly make this known, or the J6 committee, I testified for almost 8.5 hours before the J6 committee. And I was unaware that any of this footage, this new footage, 40-something thousand hours of footage, even existed. That's absurd. That's completely absurd.
Yeah, this is not to dismiss the actions of the people who are seen on video violently attacking the Capitol and Capitol Police. But Vernon, it does raise a lot of questions too. And looking at this video, I wonder if there's more video of the bomber that hasn't been released yet, and why that is not coming out as well.
Well, first of all, you heard the news. Now here's the rest of the story. Here's information that we've never seen before. And sadly, all networks didn't get it. I wish Newsmax would have gotten a copy of it as well. But look at this. Look how many times it was repeated that officers died, people died during this insurrection. Look how many times these people were targeted based on video that was shown. And if the judge only saw that part of the video and didn't see this part of it, I can understand why the judge or the jury would feel the way that they felt. So it's exculpatory information and evidence that was kept purposely away from not only the public, but the jurors and the judges and everyone else. And clearly this shows law enforcement officers escorting this man around, a former Navy man who signed up to protect us both foreign and domestic. And he's being treated this way. Where is he? I'm looking at the film now, walking by multiple police officers. Where is he the threat? I guess you're a threat if you have on a particular outfit and you carry an American flag. You're a threat. I tell you, it is distasteful. It's just horrible the way Americans are being treated now by the justice system.
Bernie, in all your years of experience in policing, have you ever seen police officers treat a suspect like this if he is perceived to be a threat? Let him walk around the Capitol, show him certain places, because some of the, the belief is that they had no choice, really. They felt like they had to treat him like this, considering the overall security situation. They felt in danger, and if they tried to de-escalate or tried to actually detain him, that the situation would get worse. But what do you think about the way these officers acted in this situation?
Yeah, honestly, John, that's nonsense for anybody to believe that. This guy walked by in one of these scenarios. He walked by 7 or 8 different cops, all standing. And look at this. Look at the video now. He's walking by 7 or 8 cops. He's not bothering anyone. They're physically escorting him. The biggest injustice here, and this goes back to what Vernon just said, the biggest injustice is the Justice Department. There's no greater threat to our democracy than a government that jeopardizes people's freedoms and liberties for political reasons. And that's what happened in this case.
Right. And they so clearly see the threats coming from the left and right differently when they are, in fact, the same.
And this video could have been released a long time ago if they really want to get to the bottom of all this, gentlemen.
All right, Bernie, great to see you both, gentlemen. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.